Welcome back in. There are several children across America and the country looking for a good home. And this afternoon, we're speaking to an expert, members of the LGBTQ community who might be looking to add to their families. Nicole Witt is the executive director of the Adoption Consultancy, and she joins us now live by FaceTime. How you doing, Nicole?
I'm doing great. Thanks so much for having me, Sheldon.
Well, thank you. So we've got a variety of ways for adoption. Of course, there's the international adoption, the domestic adoption, or the become a foster parent and go to adopt that route. What's the difference between each of these when it comes to same-sex couples?
Well, international adoption, there are very, very few options for same-sex couples. In fact, often one of them would have to adopt as a single and then do a second parent adoption. And with foster care, that is a great option for many parts of the country, but when there are some agencies that operate under the religious freedom laws, sometimes they won't take on same-sex couples. So if it's an area where there aren't a lot of other agencies, that can really limit their options. So private newborn adoption is where a lot of those families gravitate, because it's where they can really put out there who they are and get selected because of that, not sort of working with organizations who are working with them in spite of that.
Yeah, and how can same-sex couples effectively navigate that domestic adoption process, and how should they get started with that, really?
Well, I think the key thing is to work with adoption professionals who do embrace working with the LGBTQ community and who can connect them with a whole network of other professionals that do that. A really important first step is to speak to previous clients of those entities, previous same-sex families. Definitely talk to them, ask your questions about how the process was for them.
Yeah, and you've got some tips for us when it comes to the family tips for the LGBTQ community and prospective parents. What should they need to know?
I think some of the key things are, absolutely be who you are, kind of tied to what I was just saying. Work with professionals who embrace you. Be very transparent with expectant moms who you're working with. Know that you can, when you're doing your profile that the expectant mom may choose you from, it's okay to maybe talk about some obstacles or barriers that you faced in your life, because she may really connect with, difficulty and challenges. But one thing that I think is really important to understand is that even though being a same-sex couple is going to be a key part of your adoption, it's not going to be the defining piece of your adoption. 95% of the process is going to be exactly the same as it is for every other adoptive family.
Yeah, we've got about 30 seconds left. And this is really, when you talk about adoption, it's about the kids. It's about finding them somebody to love and take care of them, isn't it?
Right.
Yeah, put that into perspective.
Absolutely. Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely. And it's so wonderful, that these families are looking to grow their family that way.
Hey, well, Nicole Witt, we certainly do appreciate you talking with us about this subject today. And we hope that everybody is able to find families that can keep them all together, nurture one another, and love one another. And we appreciate you for your time today.
No problem. Thanks.